Hello, good evening, everyone. So I hope that my voice is clear. Yes. So the voice is absolutely fine. So now our today's topic is the demotivation during the gate preparation. So many of you are preparing for the gate, right? And if you are preparing for the gate, there are multiple times it happens with all of us that we feel demotivated. Not only in the preparation, in the daily life also, sometimes we feel demotivated. So how to overcome from this demotivation? So this is what we are going to discuss today. So before starting the session, let me introduce myself. So this is Ankit Verma and I have done MTech from IIT Guwahati and cracked the different PSU exam as well. And I'm having more than 13 years of experience and I have cracked a different PSU exam and I have mentored more than lakhs of students and the area of expertise also I have shared. And if you are interested to join me in the Telegram group, so the Telegram group is also given here and the link is also shared. So now, if I talk about the different sessions which we are going to take, so there is a steps towards the success in GATE. So we are actually providing the national scholarship test where you can get up to 90% off in the complete course of GATE and ESE, and the class is going to schedule on, or the test is going to schedule on 11th of June, 12 p.m. So you can register yourself in this particular course. And then if I see, so there is a workshop going to take by the Abhinav Negi sir, 7 key factors that transform an average student to a gate topper. How can you become a gate topper? So that is also we are going to discuss. So free live interactive workshop sir is taking on 13th of June at 7:30 p.m. After that, if I talk about the what are the factors which impact the student motivation. So let's talk about the what are the internal factors which demotivate the students or which impact the motivation of a student. So if I say first is a daydreaming, that sometimes what happens is when you prepare for something or whenever you are studying something, what you do, you just start thinking of something else. When I will crack my GATE exam and with the good score, suppose top 50, top 10, then I will go to the IIT Bombay. Then there I will attend many cultural festivals. Then I will get the good package also. Then when I will become a millionaire, then I will be buying this car, that car. I will be making this thing. So there are multiple things that goes around your mind when you start preparation for any exam in between the uh, in between your preparation. So generally people often tend to get carried away by their own thoughts. Okay, so even though it seems as if they are present while daydreaming, they are actually absent. So daydreaming often occurs in the virtual course when you are in the virtual environment you are studying. Then most of the time you may feel the daydreaming, and it is up to the teacher that to grab the student uh, grab the student attention so that he will not think of any other thing. So that is going to be helpful for your study, and that is nothing but your daydreaming. So this is I mean by the daydreaming, that even if you are thinking that you are watching it present virtually, but you are absent in the class. Now coming to the second point, which is the learning difficulties and the health issues. So most of the time you find the difficulties in the learning of the topic, and also your health gets disturbed, which also demotivates you because you lag behind in the course. So what happens? Demotivation can be caused by the health or the personal problems. It sometimes happens that the students are unaware of a condition that they have or they simply neglect it. So there can be some unavoidable condition and circumstances comes in front of you which you cannot neglect it. So quickly, you guys share the session also. Okay. Other than the influencing the personal motivation, these issues can affect the group motivation as well. So this group motivation also, it will be impacted. So this is your learning difficulties and health issues. So guys, come on, if you are listening, so one, let me know if you are in the comment section, and there is a disappointment also. So sometimes we feel the disappointment. Learning is thought to be an easy task. Whenever encountering the problems, people are likely, to get the demotivated to put further effort. So you don't put the further effort in the studies. That is another thing which by which you are not able to prepare yourself up to the mark, and because of that you feel disappointment will happen, and this because of that disappointment you feel the demotivation. Okay, now coming to the value of the course content. Sometimes when you buy some course, the course content you don't get up to the mark to crack that particular exam. That also feels you demotivated, because you think that you have invested the money and you have spent your time all around the month, and after 1 or 2 months you are understanding that the content is not that much up level, and you are not able to crack this particular exam with this content. So recognizing the value of the course content influences the motivation and the amount of work that is expected to be put in by the students. Hi Saman, how are you? I am good. Thank you for watching this session and thank you for commenting this session. So quickly share this session to all of your friends. Now coming to the what are the external factors affecting the student motivation, that is the bad teaching. So if the faculty is not that good and he is not engaging the students, then also the students feel demotivated in this virtual era. So this is one very important part, that there is a several aspect. The first, teacher must be aware that the level of the student understanding, because in the virtual world we don't understand what is exact level of the understanding of the student, because student is not in front of us, so we cannot see them directly. So that is one thing. And the length of the teacher's lecture, sometimes the lectures are too lengthy, so it becomes boring. So that is another point. And if I say boring message to a virtual classroom will result in the less attention. So obviously boring lecture you will face, then there will be less attention in this type of sessions. Now, excessive assessment may be the second demotivating part of the students, because when I take the test a number of times rather than the taking the practice session, and if I am going to give you the questions in the form of a test, and if I try to assess you, that also make you feel the demotivation. So it is generally believed that understanding numerous exams and tests helps students perform better on the final. This, however, is not the case, and enormous amount of assessments leads to an overall loss of a interest in the learning. So learning also lost if you take the number of assessment. So, Saman, come on, quickly share this session and the syllabus. Sometimes syllabus also, when you start preparing for something, and if you see the syllabus, sometimes you don't get the exact syllabus. So that is why you are not understanding that what to be prepared, from where to prepare, what are the different resources. So that make you feel demotivation. And if suppose you have the syllabus with you in the proper format, then, and if it feels very lengthy, then also it may demotivate you, because like if you see the uh, syllabus of ESE examination, then from the syllabus of ESE examination, many of us can feel demotivation, because the syllabus is too vast, and the number of vacancies coming for each branch is very less, and it requires lot of effort, because it is having the preliminary test, then it is having the mains, then it is also having the interview. So there are number of stages to crack that particular exam, and the syllabus is too vast, so it also makes us feel the demotivated. And now coming to the unattractive rewards. So sometimes when you That is what I was saying, that when you give your effort but the reward is not that big, that also make you feel demotivated. So a lack of recognition may result in the severe demotivation and disappointment. Students needs to be encouraged for the time and effort that they put into their studies. So when you are putting the effort in your studies, then it should be rewarded. So that you will feel motivated, right? Yes. Okay. So now coming to the next point, that is distraction. Because of the distraction also, you may feel demotivated because nowadays there are numerous distractions that can interfere with the motivation and interest levels of pupils. So think like a comfortable seat, good lighting, and the colors of the walls will have impact on the overall interest level of the study. So these are the distraction, because if you are having multiple thing in your room, then you might in between the studies, if you watch if you see something in your wall, like a photograph of any of your favorite car or something else, then you might be thinking of that particular car. That is your again coming into the daydreaming. So that becomes a loop, and that is your demotivation part, which make effect on your motivation. Now coming to bullying, even though it is not often talked about, this is one of the biggest problems students face, regardless of whether it is face to face or online. Bullying affects the self-esteem of the peoples and is very likely to impact the way they study, right? So that is another part. Now coming to the classroom climate. So classroom climate should be very good if you are going into the college. So the environment of the classroom is very important to make you feel motivated for the study. Okay. Okay. Now coming to the how can you overcome the demotivation? How can you overcome this demotivation? So first is you have to set a goal. Okay, so whenever you set a goal, you have something for which you are studying. So that is very important part. Once you know what you want to achieve, you can set the goal. So first of all, to make a goal, you should know that what you want to achieve. Suppose you want to crack the gate, then you should that will become your goal, that you want to achieve the good rank in the GATE examination, right? And having well established goal and tracking their progress is one of the best way to increase your self motivation. Okay, so whenever you set the goal, it is a good idea to make sure that the goals are smart goals. So it is obviously a realistic goal. It should not be non-realistic, right? And it should be attainable and time bound. Within the time limit, you should be able to achieve that goal. That you have to make in this way. The goal you have to set in this way. Now coming to the second part, that is the change the focus of what you are thinking. So another way to increase the self motivation. This is the another way, when you change the focus of what you are thinking, free yourself from the ideas that can be seen as self-destructive. So you might be knowing that whatever you are thinking is not good, it is self-destructive. Then you have to change whatever you are thinking. So don't overwhelm your mind with the negative thoughts. So that may be one of the important way to, and of course it is not easy to always think positive, because there will be multiple times when you have thought of negative things, but look for your own strength that will give you the positive thought. Okay, use positive self talk. Keep in with the touch with the people who will motivate you always, like your parents, those or the teacher who always try to motivate you, and obviously trust in your ability, that you whatever you are doing, you will be able to perform, you will be able to convert this hard work into the rank. Now coming to the next part, which is the make different choice whenever necessary. So obviously, whenever it is required to make the different choices, so try to make that choice, because sometimes what happens, we don't change the choice. Suppose you are studying something and you are not getting the command over that. So change the subject for the time being, because the changing the subjects whenever required, and once you cover the 70 to 80% of the syllabus, which is giving you the confidence of getting rank in the gate examination, then you can go into those subjects which you are not feeling comfortable. So in this way you can make the different choices also. Okay, so in this way you can make some slight adjustments, and you can do the, you can increase your okay. Now coming to the next point, don't be afraid to make mistakes. So if you are doing the mistakes, then don't worry. Nobody wants to make the mistakes, but we all do, right? Nobody wants to do that. Nobody do the mistakes intentionally, but it happens with all of us. So it is an inevitable part of life. What matter most is how we deal with this mistake. So if you are performing a mistake in any exam or test, then you should not feel demotivated, and you should learn from those mistakes. So they can get, these mistakes can get you down, or they can be the opportunity to learn and improve. They are how we are able to figure out different ways to perform our task more efficiently. So don't punish, obviously, whenever you do the mistake, don't punish yourself. Whenever you encounter setbacks, don't punish yourself. Now learn something every day. So learn something every day. You should always try to learn something every day. That means you should try to learn new concepts every day. Even not in for the gate examination, then for the daily life also, some principles, some rules, or some good habits you should try to learn every day. So, desire and initiative are the two essential characteristics of the self motivation. So, you need to wish to be motivated again, and you need to try to change whenever you are thinking about the giving up. So whenever you learn, when you learn something every day, you will be more prepared for the possible problems you might face. Believe in yourself. Again, I told you that you should always believe whatever you are doing, you will be able to crack that exam. If you have started the journey, then you should always try to finish that journey. Don't give up in between the journey. If you will complete the journey, it is itself achievement. It is itself a milestone, and many students give up in between the preparation. So if you complete this journey of preparation, you will almost 50% reaching to the milestone. So, and the second thing that you have to perform in the exam. So what is the journey of the preparation? Whenever you start and till the day before the exam, that is your complete journey of your preparation. And the second step will come when you perform in the gate examination or any examination. If you are preparing, that will be your second step. So first, if you complete the journey of the preparation, you will be almost 50% reach to the milestone that you want to achieve. And always stay positive and reward yourself whenever it is required. If you make a target that if you will finish this much part of the chapter, you will go and you will watch that particular episode of any web series. And if you have completed one subject, then you will go and watch some movies in the cinema hall, or maybe you will go for the dinner with your parents. Like that, you try to reward yourself. It will give you motivation for the study. Okay. So this is it from my side, guys, for the demotivation. So I hope that uh, you have understood the which what make you feel demotivated and how you can overcome with that. And don't forget to subscribe the BYJU'S exam prep EEC channel. There are multiple things which we are running in this channel. That is the summer special classes we are running. We are running the space achiever classes, that is for the ISRO examination. We are also bringing a new series for all of you, that is a Trichopedia, where we will be sharing the tricks of every questions of every subject. Okay, so trick to solve the questions of every subject, every chapter, so that you will get an idea how to solve the question in a very short way in the examination. So we are bringing the coffee with concepts, where we give you the concept in a very precise manner, that is in the 10 to 15 minutes. And we are also bringing the learn with fun, where you get the practical experiment. You will see of whatever you study, how you can implement it or where you are using it practically. So all these things we are bringing in this channel. So stay tuned with us. Don't forget to subscribe the channel and don't forget to join the Telegram group. And the link for the scholarship test and the workshop is also given in the description. So do join those sessions also. Thank you for watching this session. We will meet in the next class.